say it real slow for you.
How's it going? Welcome back, my wonderful sinners, to another great video here on the Savior Show. Oh, are you excited? Are you pumped up? Have you taken your magic mushrooms today? Well, I hope so, because today, boys, we are going to talk about Wanted Dead. This is a new video game coming out very soon, and I just thought I would give you my quick review of Wanted Dead. Now, this game is very interesting because we don't get to see many video games like this. Now, I know everyone is immersed, or at least they are fighting over Hogwarts Legacy at the moment. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. I don't care what anyone says. Don't let mob thinking, group identity thinking ever stop you from enjoying what you love, and ignore the crying little soy boy simps, and just enjoy what you want. If you want, go check out my Hogwarts Legacy game review, but today I want to give you a quick review of Wanted Dead, because this game is unlike anything that we have seen before. It's very tasty. It's very, well, let's just say it's very different, okay? Because this blends the traditional hack and slash video game with an anime TV show. Wanted Dead jumps from video game traditional cutscenes to this anime TV show, which is very strange, but I like it because it's trying something new, and that's what I like to see. The modern day gaming industry has become stale, it's become stagnated, it's become predictable, okay? And I'm glad that we see developers taking chances, doing something outside of the box, and this was developed by the same people who made Ninja Gaiden, so you know that it's going to be weird. Anything Japanese, let's be honest, is just batshit insane, and a lot of people don't like that. I understand some people aren't a fan of Japanese traditional video games because they are very fast-paced, they are very gameplay focused instead of narratively focused like Western games. And to be honest, I'm okay with that because I'm a massive fan of Dark Souls, From Software being my favorite Japanese gaming developers, because now Western games, it's basically just trying to be like Hollywood movies, and to be honest, you know, I'm pretty sick of that formula. God of War being a prime example, transforming from a very gameplay focused experience, over the shoulder, slow combat, gameplay and heavy dialogue focused cutscenes. That's what the Western gaming media has become. This is a nice change of pace because it's not an open world, it's not bloated with tons of cutscenes. It's goofy, it's almost a satire in some ways, but it's corny for a reason. It's cheesy, it's very good at, you know, basically just not taking itself too seriously, and I think that's very refreshing when we're getting so many open world video games. This feels like something from Xbox 360, from the PS3 days, maybe even as far back as PS2, where it's purely focused around gameplay and experimentation with combat. And to me, that's great, because sometimes I just want to, you know, switch off my brain and do something that doesn't require that much thinking, and just something that engages me fully in the gameplay, something that challenges me. And this game is difficult. That's another big bonus of this game. So it's got great dialogue in the sense that it's, you know, cheesy and corny and you can laugh along with it. It's got great combat where it's a mixture of shooting and slicing. If you like games like Devil May Cry or Ninja Gaiden or even Monster Hunter to some degree, you're gonna enjoy this because it requires you to pay attention, to think, and to actually engage with your brain. The game doesn't play itself like most modern day AAA releases like Marvel Spider-Man or Batman or whatever. I might trigger a few people, but you know what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those games, but let's be honest, it's made for the masses. This is for the adrenaline junkies out there who want something that's actually fast-paced and engaging. You know the combat is good, you know it's going to be rewarding because it's the same people who made Ninja Gaiden, and the brutal animations in this is probably going to get this video demonetized, I'm not gonna lie, but it's very nice when you just time your parry and you've, successfully dodged an attack, and then you land this awesome you know, final death animation. It's one of those games that just wants the player to have fun. Because when you're not slicing up mindless corporates, you're upgrading your attacks, your abilities, and it is quite in-depth with its upgrade system. Nothing that we haven't seen before, sadly. It's the same old standard affair, and I just wish, you know, the gaming industry would reinvent how you upgrade and how you level up. More games need to adopt the kind of Skyrim approach, I think, when it comes to leveling up. So what else is there to do except mindlessly slice down and shoot a bunch of enemies? Well, I'm glad you asked, because this game is great, because it kind of reminds me of Yakuza, because it's got so many mini-games stuffed inside of it. You can do karaoke in this, believe it or not. You can play other video games within the video game itself, you know, on these arcade machines. Between missions, you can kick back and relax with your homies, with your team, who actually accompany you on different missions, and you will form a relationship with these different characters. And you can just play arcade games, you know, traditional Japanese fun. If you've ever been to Japan, trust me, you can't escape arcade machines. They are absolutely everywhere, and this just adopts that pure, frantic, arcadey fun within the actual game itself, and then the mini games, you know, outside of the main combat experience. And it's just a good time, and the writing just makes me laugh, it makes me chuckle. It's very corny, and you get some great one-liners. It isn't heavy with dialogue or cutscenes, and I do think the transitions between, you know, video game cutscenes to anime is something new that we haven't seen much in the video game industry, and I'm always advocating for something new because I'm tired of greedy corporate game developers that are, you know, just destroying the industry with unfinished games, fake, false advertisement and marketing strategies, microtransactions, and all of this BS. This is still a relatively big studio, but you know it's going to be polished. And just to clarify, this Wanted Dead review is based on the preview version of the game that I managed to get my hands on, so I'm sure there's going to be even more surprises later on in the game, but from what I've played already, it's pretty amazing, and the preview gameplay is great because, like I said, the combat doesn't get old, the level design is actually pretty good. You know, there's always cover to be found, but it doesn't feel artificial in its layout. You know, it does feel like you're battling through, you know, just a bunch of corporate scumbags. I wish with the level design and the environments there was more verticality to your player movement, or just some kind of more interesting way to engage with the enemies, like super dash or a grappling hook, something like that. You know, we've seen that in other games, but I feel like it does change a lot. Just look at Halo Infinite, look at Doom Eternal. I know they are first-person shooters, but they are still primarily combat-focused games, and the addition to having, you know, interesting player movement just adds a lot. But apart from that, I think this is great because the combat is just what makes this game fun, and it never gets boring because even though, you know, you are basically doing the same thing over and over again, you get a lot of new enemies in this game to play around with, you know, new techniques that you have to learn, and there are some pretty great boss battles in this as well. So yeah, I think Wanted Dead is a pretty good game. Join the channel today and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. It takes 2 seconds, and I would appreciate it a lot. It's just a simple click of a button. And if you want to support the show, consider becoming a member today by hitting the join button. And if you want to support an independent content creator that doesn't hold back, that is trying to create an empire to destroy the establishment, then consider dropping a thank you. It doesn't have to be a lot. Anything will be appreciated, and it would mean the world to me. So make sure you subscribe and consider becoming a member or dropping a thank you. That's how I can keep doing this, and it means a lot that you join the Savior Empire today. This video isn't sponsored, so I'm just going to quickly plug my music. If you want an interesting new genre of electronic synth music, I make music that doesn't sound like anything else. It just takes a few minutes of your time to go over to Savior 3.0 on Spotify, listen to one of my songs, and I think you will be surprised at my synth music, and I'm sure you will like it. Make sure you save it and you stream it and follow me on Spotify so I don't blow out my brains And yeah, it's not asking for a huge amount of money either, like most AAA games, so that's a big plus. So if you just want something like a quick hack and slash game, you know, made by the masters of hack and slash, then yeah, I would recommend this, but don't go into it expecting anything deep or complicated or anything like that. So yeah, that's my Wanted Dead game review. I hope you enjoyed the video. I do always try and be honest in my game reviews, and in this Wanted Dead review and this Wanted Dead game review, I hope I could summarize what makes this good and what makes this bad. There have been a few bugs where enemies are clipping out. Also, sometimes the animations just bug out and they don't work, and the enemy AI aren't the greatest, and sometimes they just kind of freeze in place and stand around, which is pretty disappointing. They do feel pretty dumb. That was my only negatives, I would say. Look at that, boy. Oh yeah, that's tasty, that's nice. The takedown animations in this are just very, very nice, very, very moist. So, I hope that you enjoyed my review of Wanted Dead, my Wanted Dead game review. Good old, just violent hack and slash video games. Then Wanted Dead might be the game for you. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Make sure you join the Empire today. I would appreciate it. Leave your thoughts down below in the comments. I will check them out. I read most of the comments and I always reply to them. So make sure you do subscribe and join the Empire today. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.